Hello members, Phil Baird here, and we're here with Max Geary, the Callaway fitter, New South Wales fitter, who's very busy right now doing the rounds post-COVID. Yeah, welcome to Manly. It's great to have a look at the new 2021 range here, and you've got a lot of different things here to share with us. And we're looking at your wedges. So obviously the wedges are a big part of the game.
Yeah.
And would it be fair to say that it's a trial and error thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, that's the beauty of a fitting day like this, is you can come down, spend some time with me, and we'll be able to try it on the course and see what kind of lofts and what kind of grinds and all that will work for you.
Sandwich, that was it.
Yeah.
Your sandwich was 56 degrees and probably 14 degrees or 16 degrees bounce.
Yeah.
And you had to learn how to play with two clubs around the green.
And I never used the sand iron off the grass.
Yeah.
If I did it, pack up and go home.
Yeah.
And use the wedge for
You
everything.
just have to use the wedge and the sharp part of the wedge off the toe and cut it up. And whereas now there's so many options. I think for your average golfer, it's quite confusing.
Yeah.
Do I do low bounce, high bounce? Do I do this grind, that grind?
And that's exactly that's where I come in and kind of help out with that.
So how do we determine for the punter, for the club golfer?
Yeah.
How do we determine what grind to use?
Yeah. So it depends a lot on your swing style, but also on the course conditions.
Yeah.
So if you're playing somewhere with quite firm turf, you might want a slightly thinner sole to help get through the turf, and vice versa. If it's a little bit more wet, a bit wider to help with that. But also, if you're someone that is quite steep and takes a divot, then a bit more bounce is going to help you out. Again, stop you from just digging right through the turf.
Now what about a place like here at Manly where we've got cooch and there's a lot of grain?
Yeah.
So I think the club golfer gets a bit nervous with a low bounce and a sharp leading edge with the grain.
Yeah. So
what do you do there?
Bounce is your friend. And on tour, there's a lot more bounce on tour than you generally find at a local club. There's a kind of a stigma that low bounce is what the big boys use and all that, but actually bounce is your friend, and I will always generally kind of recommend, if someone's not sure, to go kind of 10 degrees or higher in bounce, and generally wider sole if needed, particularly out of bunkers and tight, if they're worried about digging right through the ground.
Very good.
But yeah, as I said, on tour there's a lot more bounce than you might think.
Righto. So what's the hottest thing you got here today? What's the hottest thing on the market right now?
It's probably going to be the full toe wedges that have just come out. So yeah, you're going to have the full face grooves. So there's actually, you can see in the rear of the club, there's more weight towards the toe. So the idea here is that this club is designed to be used more out of the toe, run the ball right up the face, utilize all those grooves, and just get maximum spin. This is our most high spinning wedge or club that we make. Yep. Dynamic gold spinner shaft as well. And it's just been taking off because it's so versatile. Everyone can use it. You can open it up and get creative around it.
Here's a club, 6410.
Yeah, that's the Phil special right there.
Can I take the plastic off?
Yeah.
I might have to christen this baby.
Please do.
Yeah. Wow. 64 degrees 10. Well, you could pretty much hit this up your left nostril, I reckon.
Yeah, have a whack.
All right.
I would say so.
You mind if I take the plastic off?
No, please do. Yeah, it needs to come off so it can rust. Increase that spin over time.
Well, what our club to have to hit over
I want to get in front of the camera.
a bunker.
That's perfect.
Yeah, very nice. It's funny, see, it's only got 10 degrees bounce. I still think that's enough bounce.
Yeah, absolutely. So 10 degrees
You can just sit that down in the grass, dude. Look at that. That can go under anything.
I know.
Yeah.
10
degrees is super versatile. That's generally our standard grind is around that 10 degrees.
Is this what Phil Mickelson uses? He's got does he all use 62?
It depends on the course. So he has about 6 or 7 different wedges that he'll rotate through depending on the course. As I said, the conditions play a huge role.
Yeah.
But a 6410 is definitely one of those.
So question: if you're somebody who has a lot of forward lean with the shaft and de-lofts the club, would you put them into a 64-10 being a low bounce, or is that going to engage the leading edge too much?
So it can, and so that's where testing and on course fitting can play a big role. So that's something I would definitely consider, and particularly I'd generally like to stack the scoring end of the bag. So rather than having 3 irons, 4 irons, and a whole bunch of long clubs like that, an extra wedge is going to be more useful for 99% of people. So yeah, potentially putting something like that in could be a solution.
Very good. Is there an ideal wedge suitable for all, an ideal loft and bounce for all conditions?
So our S grind is our most versatile, S kind of for standard, and that really works for everyone in every condition. It may not be the absolute best for every single shot, but it will work.
And what would that be, S grind 10 degree or S grind 10 or 12?
It's pretty much all 10 degrees,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the member who's big on woods, hybrids?
And for those people who aren't, too confident hitting that 3 or 5 wood,
It's like the old Mashie.
yeah, this would replace your 3 or 5.
Now, you know what I'd like to see?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that club with a 7 degree loft.
7 degrees.
Yeah, right.
And I reckon that would be magical for the average person.
Yeah.
There you go. There's something for you to think
Yeah,
about.
so
That
the,
size head with 7 degrees.
the heads have got so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the driver heads are so big now.
Yeah.
It sort of gives you a bit of a subconscious feel that the head's so big, there's resistance,
Yeah.
and they're so light.
Yeah.
But the it's interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the lowest? The lowest 16 degrees.
16 is the lowest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because you know what I reckon? A guy off 20 handicap or
Yeah.
25 handicap, if he had a 7 degree loft with a little head like that,
Yeah.
he'd hit it under control more, but it'd run overspin.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's not just that much shorter than a driver, so
No.
they can
That's
control
the
it.
idea.
Still the
Yeah.
driver length though.
No, it's a hybrid.
Yeah,
length.
but I'm saying that's what it
Oh,
means.
so do it in a driver length, I see.
I
yeah.
reckon that's a real club for someone who struggles a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm only guessing. I'm only thinking about what I feel. But how was that?
So easy to use.
Yeah. Nice swing though.
So easy to use. Give it a hit. Give it a hit.
Cavity back. Or,
But again, if you're not sure, come and speak to the Golf Shop staff. We do have some demos in the different models, different wedges from the different companies, and it really is a trial and error thing. But you do need to try before you buy. But anyway, thanks for coming along.
Thank you very much.
Good.